season. But last night, prior to the Pelicans' win in Denver, the two-time All-Star, he put on a little show. And he even ended his little practice session before the game with a dunk, which is a welcome sight for Pelicans fans. So with more on Zion Williamson, Mark Spears is back with us. And Mark, what is the belief right now within the organization that Zion could return in the regular season?
Well, there's still hope. Emphasis on hope that he could play in the last 2 or 3 regular season games. There's going to be an update next Wednesday on Zion potentially being available as early as April 5th against Memphis. Now, Willie Green recently said last week that he's not leaving out of the possibility that that April 5th game Zion can play. The fact that he is working out publicly and dunking is a good sign. Now, in that dunk, he didn't jump off his right leg where the hamstring injury is. It's off his left leg. So, but look, this guy didn't play in the playoffs last season. He wants to be back in the postseason actually be in the postseason for the first time. There's extra incentive. I'm guessing the last 2 games he will play. And last but not least, Zion is also playing in Louisiana. So go Tigers. We going for that women's NCAA championship. Don't sleep on us. You keep talking about South Carolina, but we going to get this.
I love it. I love it, Mark Spears. Thank you so very much. So let's take a look at the standings here, because with the win over Denver, oh my gosh. Dang. All right, Mark. Remember, with the win over Denver, without Nikola Jokic, New Orleans moved up to 7th in the West. So you can see there's still a lot to be determined in the Western Conference. It all starts tonight. We have some very notable matchups. And it's Friday, my friends. So you know what that means. It means it is time for my favorite thing of the week, Zach Lowe's 10 Things column. So let's get right into it, Zach. We're going to focus on the West, some of the teams that are playing tonight, starting with the Nuggets. They're in Phoenix to take on the Suns. Kevin Durant, it'll be his 2nd game back. And I know there's a lot to like about the 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic, but what specifically is standing out to you here?
This guy. Every year with this guy, he's bringing some new trick to the table. This time, if we go to the tape, he's posting up and even from far away, getting to the rim with no dribbles. The rare no dribble post up. Most big guys have to catch the ball like right underneath the rim to pull this off. If we go to the tape, Jokic is doing this from like outside the paint. Here we go. Here's the first one. All right, I'm going to dribble around. Okay. Hey, who's in the crowd tonight? Oh, that guy. I know that guy over there in the front row. Let me check out everything going on behind. Oh, I'm playing the Grizzlies. You know what? I don't like what I see. Let me get a repost. Shove Xavier Tillman in front of me. I got this whole side of the floor clear. Outside the paint, he catches with both feet outside the paint and banks that. And here's another one. Isaiah Hartenstein, you don't know what's about to hit you, buddy. Look at it. He's at the dotted line. He's not going to dribble one time. He feels Isaiah Hartenstein standing straight up and says, I can spin around him, underneath him, lay up, no dribbles. This guy is an absolute wizard, and he's a joy to watch whether he wins MVP or not.
A little bit of fancy footwork there, but where does this stack up, Chene, for you of any center that you've seen in terms of their footwork? 24 seconds on the clock.
Oh, 24 seconds?
Yes,
when we talk about footwork, I don't need much time. It's Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. I love what Jokic has done, but I'm sure he's... What? Why are you looking at me crazy? He's drawn inspiration from this man right here. I mean, this guy, growing up in Houston, I literally watched his videos as a post player, and that just set the foundation for any post player. I love it. I mean, look at the show and go. I know we talk about the dream shake, but it started with his feet. It starts and ends with his feet.
What was it?
Oh, it's the dream shake?
Yeah. We need a couple extra seconds for a little bit of the dream shake there. All right, let's keep it in the West, Zach. Usually when we're talking about the Warriors, we're talking about Steph, we're talking about Clay, we're talking about Draymond, but you're focused not on those players. Someone else is on your radar. Who?
I just want to shout out Kevon Looney, whose career early in his career looked like it was in jeopardy due to injury. And then he kind of became known as this kind of cute, plucky underdog. Oh, he sets nice screens and gets a couple rebounds. He's the selfless, soul of the Warriors. Forget all that stuff. He's just a flat-out good player now. And guess what? His contributions show up in the box score, too. He's not some, plucky Iron Man screen setter guy. He's getting double-doubles. He's 3rd in the league in offensive rebounding rate. He's a really good passer. He's just become not just this kind of grunt work guy, but a really good basketball player. It's one of the best stories of the last 3 or 4 years in the league.
Zach, for some strange reason, I felt like you was talking about me. I'm playing, Zach. I'm playing.
I mean, I feel like we have to go to you now, though, because Zach likes Kevon Looney, but to you, the most important Warrior, if it's not Steph, it's not Clay, it's not Dre, it's not Andrew Wiggins. We know how important all four of those guys are. 24 seconds on the clock. To you, who is it, Perk?
We also know how important Jordan Poole is, but I'm going with Jonathan Kuminga, right? We talk about them trading James Wiseman. Why? Because they have faith in this young man right here, one of the most athletic guys in the game today, a guy that continues to improve, a guy that could be a lob threat at the basket, and guess what? A more improved jump shooter
Yes,
now.
sir.
Knocking down the three ball and things to that nature. I know I talk slow, but his IQ has also picked up. I've been seeing some nice dimes out of him of late as well.
That was like 30 seconds. It's fine. So the game that is on the schedule that will likely have the biggest impact tonight on the Western standings is the Lakers and the Timberwolves. And you like things about both of these teams, Zach. So let's start with the Lakers here.
Yeah, one of the biggest games of the season, because even if you can't get sixth, being seventh or eighth is much, much better than being ninth or 10th. And Anthony Davis against the Bulls the other night, remember he only took 8 shots in LeBron's first game back. Everyone was panicking. AD, when is he going to show up? Dominant against the Bulls, and when you know you're going to get dominant AD is when he starts busting stuff out off the dribble. He's actually got a good handle, and here's just like, you don't want to bring it up? How about I run a pick and roll? Maybe I'll get a switch. I got a switch. Alex Caruso, I'm way bigger than you. I'm going to take you in the weight room, hit a little jumper over you. That's it. And AD can do that kind of stuff. Coast to coast takes all of it when he's feeling good. And the Wolves, look, it's only been a few games with Karl Anthony Towns back, but it already doesn't look quite as awkward with Towns and Gobert as it did early in the season. And one of the reasons is they're cooperating on a lot of stuff like this. Pick and roll, and then watch. Gobert pin down for Cat, open three. It doesn't have to be one of them's in the pick and roll, one of them's in the dunker spot just hanging out. How about a double pin down for Cat? Sure, that becomes a big pick and roll. Cat gets enough inside position on TJ Warren to kind of rumble his way in for a short jumper. They've just had a little more variety, a little more spice. Everybody looks a little bit more comfortable than they did in those awkward first 10 games. This is a big game tonight because both of these teams, despite the Naz Reid injury, which is a big deal for Minnesota, both of these teams are dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Naz Reid. It's unfortunate news there. He fractured his left wrist. He's going to be out indefinitely, which is a huge loss for Minnesota. But that set the backdrop for all of this perfectly. Lakers, Timberwolves, it's all going down tonight. Huge implications in the West. Chiney Ogwumike, you cannot say it's important for both teams. Who is it more important for?
Timberwolves, just because they're, really fighting to really prove themselves so far. I mean, the Lakers, they won a championship a little while ago. I think they're happy to be whole. The Timberwolves, coming off of that loss, to the Suns, I think this is a response, especially since they're at home and they've introduced Cat back. So I'm going T-Wolves.
I'm going to pull a Chiney. I'm not picking either, and I'm saying it's important to both teams. I just want to see great basketball. This is going to be playoff basketball. And guess what? Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns, they have a little beef there, right? The Kentucky boys, they always, every time they match up, they want to go at each other. So I'm looking forward to the game. I want to see what LeBron James is going to do because we know McDaniels is going to be guarding him. I want to see what Ant-Man's going to be doing. I just want to watch good basketball. Yes, I'm straddling the fence today.
You're pulling a Chiney, and you know what? It's Friday, so it's all going to be fine. If the Lakers, though, if they do win tonight, they're going to be over 500 for the first time in a long time, my friends.
Yes. January 9th, 2022. That was the...
Everybody that's part of the NBA Today family is petty, and I love every bit of it. I love every bit of it.
Absolutely excellent. Michael Bodmer. That was fantastic.
That was that.
I know who was that? That was Michael Goldfar's voice.
The Oscar. You got it.
Salute. Best supporting actor goes to all of you guys. That was, I don't know how we can top that, but I have one idea. The man that you all see pictured here Kansas star Grady Dick. He's equal parts photogenic, talented at basketball, and he is joining us next with some very special news.
And Big Baby actually took a picture like that when we won the championship.
It's beautiful. It's art, truly.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Oh, he's